I want to respond to a TikTok video that Susan Sarandon put out that is kind of trending. There's no sound. It's just the car driving. She did not post this. I'll show you the guy who did. I think it's more powerful without sound, really. The person who posted this is this guy, Thomas Wolfe, recovery advocate from San Francisco. I'm assuming he posted this. We'll watch it. We don't need the sound, though, really. So I think this brings up what I love about this video is it's not pushing an agenda. It's just driving down the street. And this is, I don't know if this is in San Francisco or whatever, you know, this is just California today. And California has it bad, but it's certainly like this in all major cities. It's just at different levels of scale, you know. In Akron, and what the way that the Democrats want to solve this is to just hide it. The problem the Democrats are having in California is it's too big to hide, and so consequently we get this. There's nowhere for these people to hide. Whereas in Akron, we play this hide and seek game. If somebody calls or a police officer finds you, they put up a sign, then you have to run away and hide again. And that's how we're solving homelessness, because then we can be like, oh, well, we don't have homeless people. But it's the same. I'm telling you, it's the same thing. It's just on different scales. It's the same, exact same thing. It's the same conditions, same issues. And I think that there is a culmination of things going on here. There is income inequality that I think is undeniable. It's very expensive to live anywhere. I think that there are some people in homeless situations, especially in California, that don't know how to break into the apartment game because it's too expensive. Then I think that Housing First is guilty, because Housing First says, look, the only solution is a proper house. And so we're seeing in California, again, $600,000, $700,000 apartments for homeless people. You know, the per unit cost, you'll see them like between $500,000 and $700,000 per unit. We built a few years ago in 2018 a homeless an apartment complex in Akron, and it was $160,000 per unit when houses were on average selling for $80,000. So per unit was twice as expensive as what a traditional house was going for in Akron. And so we get Democrats that are put in charge. They own all of this. Everything you're seeing here, and that's some of the responses, is like, you know, and then they'll say, and then Susan Sarandon will say, vote Democrat, which is pretty funny because that will be her solution, more of the same, right? I think, unless she's like pondering this, like maybe we need to think a little bit differently. There is no new thinking generally on the left. If you look at what the Biden administration is putting out, it's Housing First. It's Fudge. Her name is Fudge. She's from Ohio. And that's it. Now, the difference is she's giving Housing First to rural people, which is great. All for rural people, for all homeless people getting help. But there is no money for tiny houses. There is no money for encampments. There is no money for anything other than a house. It's either a house or nothing. And then the problem you have with housing is that the barrier of entry is so high. Democrats have gotten really good at developing systems that are incredibly difficult to traverse. And I believe it's intentional that the idea is that you look, if you can't do the housing process, you can't get a birth certificate, an ID, a social security card, fill out the paperwork, show up to meetings, make calls. There's no way you're going to be able to live in a house, which there's some value to. I mean, they of course don't say that, but I believe that this gatekeeping does that. Gatekeeping of services is like, look, if you can't do the services, that you're not going to be able to keep the services. I truly believe that's the gatekeep. But then the only option is you need to get into a house, and then there's all these people that can't get into houses for endless reasons. And so I like this video because it doesn't commentate like I'm doing, and I'm hoping I'm not commentating here. I mean, other than we can all agree this sucks. Can't we all agree? Can we all agree this sucks? Can we all agree that the people who are responsible for this are Democrats? This is a Democrat town. All the Democrats, all the major towns are run by Democrats, and this is on them. And I'm here to tell you, this sucks. I don't look at this and I'm like, oh, it's a fantasy land. No. That is, it's just a median that people are building houses on, or building we need structured places, this is not help. Look, the trash. They don't have a trash dumpster. Have you seen a porta potty? Have you gone by this thing? We've watched it a dozen times now. Have you seen one porta potty? Have you seen one dumpster? No. Because the Democrats are like, house. That's it, house. Don't help these people. If you help them, and they'll tell you that that's enabling them. If you put a dumpster or a porta potty down for these people, that's enabling them. And meanwhile, disease is spreading, trash is spreading. I mean, this is all Democrats. And this is their de facto answer because they only have one answer: get into a house.